잡아두고 싶은 꿈 높고 힘든 삶은 능선 내 속대론 포기하고 싶은 꿈 너와 천천히 오래 걷고.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans.
Greetings, everyone, from San Antonio. The Spurs playing host to a Western Conference affair here at the sold-out AT&T Center. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Youngsters Anthony Towns and Zhang are in the post. Ricky Rubio is out there with Andrew Wiggins. And it's Levine in at the 3, the small forward.
And so last season for Tony Parker, somewhat of a shift. I mean, he was solid, but injuries cost him a few games. He also had his lowest assists and points per game totals since his rookie year. But he fought through like the champion that he is.
Last year, a big challenge for Tony Parker. He was in his 14th season, obviously. Every great player needs to transform his game as he gets on in age, Clark. We've seen it with the great ones. Parker did put up the highest three-point percentage of his career last year.
And he also ran the offense with tremendous poise and professionalism and cut down the turnover average as well, the lowest of his career.
And stolen by Zhang. Here's Wiggins. Look at that jam.
Wow.
I mean, just beautiful.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Here's Parker after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Parker drives in, and he gets the bucket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. They retain possession.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Second free throw, no good. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Parker against Rubio. It's Parker with the drive. It's tipped.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early.
And it's Wiggins with the jam.
Way to work it up quick. That's a nice break.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. Gets for a first-year player.
And there's the 3-second violation. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Parker with the steal. Here's Leonard. Rubio with the rebound.
Now that's terrific defense as the rim got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. Minnesota leading by 4.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Now here is Aldridge. Fires from 14. That's good.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Wiggins dishes to Rubio. To the inside. Leonard with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. And the rejection by Jang.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
And here is Parker, following the three-pointer by Andrew Wiggins. Just 4 to shoot. Goes up on the wing, and the shot is long.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Passes to Rubio. Here's Dang, down low. Towns, no luck. Spurs trail by 5. It's deflected. Here's Parker. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money. And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
So it's the Spurs now, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Outside Aldridge. Minnesota with the rebound. 51 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Levine, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And that one's good. Levine's got 6 points.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Out to the right wing. Jang, the pass to Levine. And Rubio kicks to Zhang, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
Here's Wiggins. Just 3 on the clock, and the rejection by Leonard.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
And a chance to hear from Tony Parker, who said he lives for the challenge of continuing.
I always try to improve it.
And in Tony Parker's case, great is what he wanted to be and has been for a long time.
You know, that's great because that shows pops and why he's one of the best in the game. You got to be able to drive and motivate and also give the confidence. And that's what's happened with Tony Parker. Remember when he first came on the scene, it was not a cakewalk for him. He had his struggles, and now we're talking about a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
They've got Duncan. Green out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Parker in at the point. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with.
And, you know, with Tim Duncan, there are no flaws in his game. He's even become a good free throw shooter now. He's at from the line the last 3 seasons after being in the 60s much of his career.
Green with the block. A 3 ball. And he gets the bucket. Green's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Going back to Duncan's improved free throw shooting, Greg, it's really changed how you play him now at the end of games. If you foul him now, it becomes one of your worst options.
And, you know, that's a sign of a true warrior. You don't want to show any weaknesses in battle. So Tim went out and turned one of his biggest weaknesses into a strength. He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Up top, Jang, covered by Duncan. Got a piece of it. And at the top of the key, Towns. Just 5 on the clock. Shot from the wing. And the shot falls short this time.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves. Wiggins giving them trouble, plenty of it. He's got 10 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc. And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist. And for the Love and Wiggins trade, we knew that it could take several years to properly evaluate, but Wiggins was just so good his rookie season.
From the left block, he sends it through. Wiggins has got 12 in the game.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Parker outside, dishes it to Duncan. Kicks it to Aldridge. Down low, Leonard, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice, real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Here's Wiggins. Cannot hit. Good D by Parker.
And I think that is a key part. Wiggins was so much better than anyone expected as a rookie. People figured it would take him several years to develop, but he was the most NBA-ready player of the class, and I think that caught a lot of people off guard. Listen, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been in the league for a long time, but he's feeling right at home. Said last season he wants to remain a Spur for life.
The Timberwolves trail. Some firepower, Clark, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
I tell you what, I like that, though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the skills like that, I say go for it.
4 on the shot clock. Here's Duncan, and he goes in for the dunk.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Spurs leading by 4. Nobody near Leonard. Green dishes to Aldridge. Leonard attacking, and Jones sends it back. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. And it's 6 points for Parker.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball movement out there.
Definitely. 10 of their last 12 points have come off assists.
San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Can't hit.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but, man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Muhammad.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one.
Thanks, Kevin.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Antonio's first quarter could have gone much better. As hard as they tried to compete, and that'll do it for now, as the second half of our game is a
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Andrew Wiggins really making a difference here.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
So on the floor for Sean Prince, then it's Jones, and there's Pekovic, and it's Muhammad in at the 2. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. They just, Greg, struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. Here's Wiggins. Rebound by Tony Parker.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage. And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a... Oh! Grown man's power flush with the long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And when we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Back to Duncan. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And, guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand-new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw it in the playoffs last year. Greg, I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
Here's Green. Back to Parker. Duncan outside. Knocked away. It's 2-on-1. Here's Towns. Hammers it down off the coast-to-coast break.
Now that's a momentum shifter there. A steal leading straight to a quick bucket.
Yeah, and a great way, Clark, to capitalize on the turnover. Don't waste any time. Get the ball right up the court.
Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Rubio.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
Towns. And Zhang kicks to Wiggins. Timberwolves keep it alive.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Good. 11 points for Tony Parker.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
In talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. I mean, but you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan.
And Aldridge slams it in.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Pass to Towns. Kicks it out to Rubio. Here's Levine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Levine's got 12 points in the game.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Leonard dishes to Aldridge. It's deflected. Now Wiggins. 14 points for him. Pass to Levine. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Hey, guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
He hits one, then this is the second attempt from the free throw line. You know, as Greg was talking about, Levine was a lights-out shooter at times in college. He would go on these binges, falling back, Clark, from 25 feet and draining it. I mean, unreal shots.
Well, it looks good when they're going down, but he also can bend, shoot you out of a game. So you pick your poison.
Here's Dang, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Parker against Rubio. Parker passes to Leonard. Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with the...
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 6 on the shot clock. Parker kicks to Duncan. Feeds it to Leonard. Free throw line jump shot. Good. Leonard's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Here's Levine, and no good trying to get that one.
And now, your Spurs dance team.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Timberwolves trail by 4. Parker out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Green. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Duncan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the San Antonio 5. Leonard with the ball. Guarded now by Rubio. Rubio against Leonard. Stolen by Levine. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And he bangs it home with one hand.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Towns, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. And now running it up the court, Green pushing it all the way, and finished off by Leonard.
I tell you what, you gotta love his aggressiveness finishing inside like that.
Well, his leaping ability, Clark, gives him a great advantage.
And that's why they look to get him the ball around the rim. It's either a dunk or free throws every time. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Well, I know what highlight we're leading the post-game show with, that's for sure.
He has gone, man. He's gone crazy.
I don't know if he's crazy, but that dunk was insane. I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points. not the dramatic.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
but hey, he's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one, although if he missed it, I might have.
Aldridge's screen. It's Parker with the drive. On the wing, Green. Shoots from the right block. No good. And Minnesota now the other way. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Wiggins against Green. Wiggins kicks to Towns. Clock is at 3 to take the lead. Again, Wiggins missing. The Spurs have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feed.
And that's the beauty of the game right there. I hope we get the opportunity to see a few more of those.
The dish now to Towns. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. The three-pointers obviously have been hurting them, and he told his players, we've simply got to play them tighter on the perimeter. We can't afford to give them these wide-open looks. Kevin?
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And the Timberwolves call time here. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
He just continues to light them up. They're going to have to find a way to make him work harder for his points.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Minnesota making some changes. Outside, Jones, right wing. Fires from 18, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Mills with it. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. Minnesota calls timeout.
Please give it up for the Spurs dance team.
Some changes for Minnesota. Payne, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Muhammad. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Parker outside. That's good. It's his 7th made basket in 14 tries.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
And now's the time for them to step on the gas pedal. Don't let up. Keep letting it fly from deep and build that lead. Play through the finish line, not to it. Keep the pressure on.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to be on fire from beyond. They have been really good from the three-point line. What a huge boost he's giving them here. 4 or 5 in this fourth quarter has come up big.
.143 left in the fourth quarter. 5 to shoot. On the wing, Green. Rebound collected by LaVine. LaVine's got 4 rebounds in this game. Excellent. from Parker.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Here's Levine. Green with the block. And the Spurs pushing it up now. Leonard with the ball.
Almost intimidating the defense there. They didn't even try to get back on defense.
Well, I don't think it would have mattered even if they did try to get back, Greg. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to beat him to the bucket there.
Goes up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Here's the 3, and that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 13.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
Yeah, you know, it was a real solid performance for them in a lot of areas. I mean, they should be proud of their work tonight.
No good there. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Some good. Competition, but the hometown.
You're always going to have people who don't believe that you're really good at what you do. You know, and that's probably more so because they haven't figured out how to be.
You know they can't hear us the whole time. What up, fellas?
Why the hell you ain't dunk that shit, nigga?
What up, fellas?